What's up, everybody? It's Brian Champagne Bibby from Champagne Wishes. I'm here with a co-owner of 10X Fitness down here in Taylor and Mountaintop, right, as well?
Correct, yep.
This is Dan. Dan, you want to give a little introduction about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Daniel Cronauer from Mountaintop. I have a degree in health and physical education from East Stroudsburg University, and started in business a few years ago, actually with a power washing company, and then transitioned into the fitness industry with my brother. And as you mentioned, we have 2 locations.
Nice. So is he the other co-owner? Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Cool. So I guess you could say, how do you like the gym industry? How do you, I guess, like this on a daily basis? Do you like it as a job? Is it kind of like a both, you like going to the gym as well as the business aspect to it? How do you?
I do love the fitness industry. Wanted to be a gym teacher. It never really worked out. But that's okay. We made a gym, and Mountaintop used to have a gym, and the gym went out of business. So there's like a big void for someone to put one in, but there wasn't really a location to do it. So my brother actually basically headed the project and we built the gym ourselves, and then we got up and running. That's kind of where I come in. I'm more the management guy and overseeing the systems. But it's awesome. Like, actually, the best part about it is meeting the new people. I play golf with a bunch of guys from the gym weekly, like meeting new friends from the gym. Right. I'll message about the Eagles or whatever. It's just a great
build a camaraderie. I feel
it
like,
is
with these people.
Yeah, no, they're
and
awesome.
I'm telling you right now, I think the camera can only see some of the stuff, but you have a beautiful gym. The camera can only see some of the equipment, but you have a back room back there too.
Yeah, it's
right?
Studio space, locker rooms. The whole thing. Yeah. So I and my brother, we basically took our knowledge of gyms and like what we liked, what we didn't like, and then was able to, we were working out for probably 15 years before we decided to build one.
Right.
But we just took all that knowledge and what we felt like was important for people, and creating that environment. If you ask anyone, they'll tell you that 10X Fitness environment is truly like one of their favorite parts about it. And we were talking briefly about it before. What Planet Fitness does actually a good job of creating an environment that's welcoming. A lot of people are intimidated by gyms. That's a true thing. So being able to have an environment where they could come in, feel comfortable, and start going after their goals is really what 10X is all about.
So I think people know about you. I don't know. I came in here before. This man's getting voicemails all over the place.
Yeah.
So I guess I give you a lot of credit. You have a lot of fucking balls. I give you that much. That's awesome. So I guess I'll just do a little brief summary because I'm not fully knowledgeable on it. I saw the interviews and stuff like that. But so pretty much we are on a lockdown, right? And businesses such as gyms weren't allowed to open.
Correct.
And then you went against orders.
Correct.
And you received, was it 4 citations in 2 days?
Yeah.
The gym? Right.
4, yeah.
You want to give us like the
Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course. So currently in Pennsylvania, we are on the quarantine. Yeah, I like the word used, lockdown. That's how it feels. We closed our doors, I think, like March 17th here, somewhere around that time.
And you
frame.
recently opened, right? You just opened
Yeah, we just opened in January. This location, Mountaintop's been open for 3 years. So we had to close in March and did what we were asked. They did the whole 60-day lockdown thing. And then we were all excited. We were supposed to be opening like May 8th or something like that. And then the governor announces like the June 4th thing. And we're like, oh no, like that's just not going to happen. And as I mentioned earlier, like, I'm the owner, so I get to still work out. And like, thank God I can, because I'd be going nuts. But I miss a lot of my friends, like the people who I would see at the gym, 3, 4, 5 times a week. As we mentioned, the camaraderie, like it's important to see those people. Like the social aspect of being a human is like super important for our mental well-being. And so I really I couldn't handle it. I thought they just kept pushing the carrot on us. And as you know, I mentioned before, gyms are in the green phase. So we are like dead last to open.
That could be August, like minimum August. It could even be later if not. Yeah.
I heard someone said like yellow phase for like 10 weeks. I was like, yellow phase for 10 weeks? We're still in the red. Yeah. And, I think Corona's serious. I think people get it. I do. But I really think our goal was to show you can come into the gym, work out, wear a mask if you feel like you're susceptible, wash your hands, wipe down the equipment, and totally operate at a perfectly safe level for everybody, so gyms can be open and allow those people who need gyms in their life to be able to access them.
Definitely. So I guess so when did you guys open for those 2 days? When was that? Was that last week?
This was this week, Monday and Tuesday.
Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I guess, what led you to that decision? What made you say, screw it, I'm going to open up? You know what I mean? Like, I'm assuming you knew in the back of your head, if I open up, shit's going to happen.
Yeah,
right?
so we, in my head, I've been trying to figure out how to open for, ever since the day we closed, like how to do this, and just racking it over my brain, and talking to someone, asking for their input, talking to this person, asking for their input, and someone said, well, if you open and don't charge anyone, then they can't come at you and say, hey, you're doing it for the money. Because like we weren't making it, we actually lost money in those days, with the fines. So we weren't doing it about the money. It was more so to say, hey, like gyms are important, and the fact that they're so ridiculed, and I mean, you should see some of the comments from CNN. They're like, oh, germy, filthy places. I hope the camera's getting, like, our place is brand new. It's beautiful. A good gym, like, goes through proper, like, hygiene and precautions all the time. Like, and if you go on our website, one of our mission statements was to be the cleanest gym in the area. And I completely feel like that we are. I literally, if you got me a plate of pasta dumped on the floor, I would eat right off it. On camera, I swear to God. Yeah. Because we are that clean. I don't think it's... walking into a Walmart is 1,000 times more risky, I would say, than being in the gym.
So coming from like the healthcare field that I'm in and learning about this stuff, it's like basic virology, microbiology. So like just little things about learning about what this virus is. It's like you said, this is stuff you're supposed to practice beforehand. So we were talking about it before too. You're supposed to wash your hands. You're supposed to, not kiss somebody that you don't know or
stay away from sick people. Yeah.
Stay away from sick people.
Yeah.
This isn't stuff that, Corona introduced this. This is stuff you should have been doing prior to even Corona hitting us.
Exactly.
And then my rationale, too, is for people, like, they might be like, you guys aren't maintaining social distance right now. You guys are meeting up. You living with your family of 6, 5, let's say somewhere there.
Yeah.
You're all in the same house. You probably make way closer contact than 6 feet, or going to your local Walmart, like you said, your local grocery store.
Sure.
I get it. You need your products and stuff. But if you're supposed to avoid large groups, right?
Yep.
There's like over, the limit's now 50, 75? That's a large group.
Yeah.
I know you're not, but we're not touching and stuff like that. Yeah, but a virus is pretty much non-living. It's genetic material, it stays on the surface, you grab it, you bring it with you. Same with the masks. People don't know how to properly take them on, put them on, same with the gloves. But wiping down stuff, like you said, that's why you wash your hands, that's why you sanitize. That actually is proven to work against the virus. So
I don't think I got to answer your first question.
Yeah,
about, what kind of gave us the balls to open.
Yeah.
In Pennsylvania, there was like entire counties that were like, they had one death, and they're like, this is ridiculous. Like, we are not getting lumped in for some reason with everybody else and not opening. Wolf's orders, we don't care about them anymore. So like, when I saw an entire county kind of rebelling, I was like, okay, we could do this too. Yeah, and worst case scenario, I knew the cops were on our side. They weren't necessarily gonna throw me in jail right away. They were gonna give me a warning or a citation and have to shut down. So like,
so did you contact local law enforcement or anything like that? Did you say, hey, just so you guys know? No.
No, they just came in. Yeah, but which I anticipated would happen. I didn't think we'd be on CNN, but I did think that we could kind of raise some awareness, like, gyms need to get rolling. And as you mentioned, our stuff is actually pretty spread out. The families, I get it, like you're home with a family of 6, you're not social distancing there, which we call it physical distancing now. Then that's fine, like you're with your family. But if your family went to the store that day, then brought it home to your family, then everyone has it, right? Someone asked me, like, what's the difference between a gym and a grocery store, right? And they're like, nothing. I'm like, bullshit. There's a ton of difference. We wipe down everything all of the time. No one sprayed my rice-a-roni and put it in my cart, right? But they definitely just sprayed the leg press machine because I just watched them do it. Yeah. And then I did it before that. Exactly. So I'm like, and then they're like, oh, well, you're breathing the same air. I'm like, well, technically our mountaintop building has windows that we could open completely, and a fresh air system. Taylor also has a fresh air system, so you're breathing. It's the same
not circulating; air. It's going through.
Yeah, we have a fan, and it's going out. So we also have the same air we're breathing in Walmart. And like I said, if you would like to wear a mask, then wear a mask. We just gave people that option to do so.
Sure. So, I guess what kind of guidelines did you have? So spraying down equipment, right?
So
that was one of them.
This was actually a pretty funny one. Booty call. So we had a guy walk in with gloves on, and he opened the front door and came in, and I'm like, hey, just our requirement is that, like, one of the things I would have kicked somebody out for not doing was washing their hands. And this guy says, I'm not washing my hands, I have gloves on. I said, you just touched our front door. You're going to wash your hands. And he's like, yep. So he like instantly got it. Like, the glove doesn't do anything for
the glove is just to protect your surface of your actual hand, but it's still picking up and placing wherever you touch. That's what people don't understand.
They don't understand. Exactly. And hey, if some people don't have common sense, well, there's 6 billion people on the planet, so we got plenty, right? I mean, to me, like, I'm a Darwin type guy, and he quickly
natural selection.
He quickly learned. Okay, he's right. My hand's okay, but everyone else may not be, so I needed to wash my hands. And and the same thing with the mask. We weren't forcing anyone to be in the gym today. As far as I was concerned, we were Parks and Recreation, and these were just a place for people to play on. We were open up, not charging anybody money, and they came in and did their thing. But as far as guidelines, we kept it to an hour workouts, so that way.
So how did you time that? Was my question.
It was more so a respect thing, because our gym's 24/7, right? Unstaffed after 8 o'clock. And that whole business concept is based on trust. Right. The fact that no one's going to walk out with your dumbbells. It doesn't make sense for them to walk out with your dumbbells because they're a member to your gym. Right. They want to come back tomorrow and use them. So we've never had anything stolen because it's their place. Like, they have ownership in the business, essentially. So same thing here. No one wanted to lose a good thing, so everyone kept their workouts to around an hour. So that way we could keep our crowd under 25. It was mostly around probably between 15 and 20 all day long, but in a 9,000 square foot place, 15. We actually did the math. In a 36 square foot area, we could probably fit around 200 people in here, and be 6 feet apart. So we're like, we could easily fit 25. Like, that wasn't even an issue. And then people were like, oh, would you block off treadmills? Like, no, we didn't block off treadmills, because if you came in with your friend who you drove in the car with, why would we block off the treadmill so you can't run next to him? Right. Or if you came in with I had a mother and a daughter who came in to support us. Why would I not let them walk on the treadmill together? Right. Didn't even make sense. Right. So there's a lot of nonsense going around. That's the problem.
So I guess going back to, because you kind of brought up that joke with that guy at the front door. So did you notice anybody not sanitized? Did you notice anybody just coming in here acting like they own the place and just threw shit around? And no. Everyone was respectful to the guidelines.
So respectful, because they knew that we were the only gym open, and they wanted to keep this open as long as possible. So they're like, whatever this guy says, I'm doing.
Should have asked the cops to challenge you to a curl off or something. You should have been like, yo, if I win, we're open for the next week or so.
They might have beat me. No, they the cops were fine.
That's good.
Yeah, they gave us plenty of warning. They told us we were going to get cited. We understood those things. People mistake that the cops are just following their orders. Right. Like, the orders come from somewhere. Right. And that's what I wish everyone would kind of open up to understanding that.
So you got 4 citations, was it, in 2 days?
Yeah, I thought that was a little excessive.
That's a bit excessive, if you ask me. I thought maybe one, maybe max 2, 4.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, well, if we get 1 a day, we could stay open for a whole week or something like that. But I was like, man, 2 a day, that's kind of... But I think that was the message they were sending me, by giving me 2 a day. It was, hey, you got to cut.
Are you allowed to disclose anything about the citation? Did it just say a written warning? Was it
there's
a fine, I'm assuming, attached to it?
There's I guess they were citing us based on 2 laws, a law of 1955 and a law of 1928. Yeah. So that's a really old law that I guess apparently in Pennsylvania has no actual basis. So there's never been a case about the law of 1928. People just pled guilty and paid the fine, and that was it. Yeah, so no one's ever went to court based on this fine. So which is really interesting. And that's kind of what we were trying to uncover, is what is the deal with all this? How far does the governor's powers go, and what better platform than how important a gym is for people? I said, I don't judge a diabetic for needing insulin, but don't judge me for needing to work out. Yeah. I mean, they both have physiological responses, as someone in the health field would understand.
Yeah. Exercise or something it's like a neurotransmitter type deal. BDNF, it's called. You could look it up. Exercise, running, stuff like that increases that. And BDNF actually has a strong correlation, so something that shows that it has an effect on dopamine, serotonin. Yeah. Classic things that uplifters, that make you happy.
So what's the goal, right? Is the goal for us to be shut down for 60 days and then just send out a whole bunch of Xanax and SSRIs, or is it to say, hey, okay, we flattened the curve, and now people need to get their mental side of things back together. Let's give them something they can do.
What I don't understand too, I don't know if you agree with this. It's just, I think it's weird. Alcohol places are open now again, right?
Yeah.
Beer stores, all that crap.
Yep.
It's kind of like saying, if you think about it, he says essential businesses, right? So how is alcohol essential, but then working out, practicing daily health, wellness, a healthy lifestyle, he's kind of de-promoting that, but saying, yes, alcohol's fine though. That's good for your well-being.
I have a
You know what I
friend.
mean? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, you know what I mean? That's one thing I'm confused about.
I actually don't drink, don't smoke. Like, I'm probably one of the most healthiest individuals you'll find. So it doesn't really make sense to me either. I've been told that people who drink alcohol daily, if they don't have it, they can detox or
Yes.
kind of go into some.
It can actually kill you. With your alcohol withdrawal is the only drug. Now I'm talking about heroin, all that stuff. Only drug that can actually kill you from withdrawal.
Okay,
Crazy.
so I understood that as essential, but I'm like, there's people who will commit suicide if they don't mentally feel right.
Yep.
And I don't want these people to go to drinking alcohol or doing drugs, which, by the way, my friend literally told me he bought weed in Maryland. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So, like,
crazy.
how, like you can legally buy weed, but you can't legally work out. I think in Pennsylvania right now, going to Yellow, you could take your dog for a haircut, but I don't think you can actually get a haircut.
That's wild.
You can take your dog for a
Dude, I
haircut,
didn't
but
know that. That's
you
wild.
can't work out. This is crazy. I mean, like this is what we're trying to say. Like, what is going on? Why are gyms? I mean, it's the misnomer that gyms are this filthy, dirty place.
And people don't clean up after themselves. People just throw shit around.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
Our cry for help is like, but why can't we open with precautions? Just like every other business is going to start opening. Like, let us open with these guidelines. And we'd play ball. We'd be fine with it.
Right. And I don't, because like I said, I'm not too knowledgeable on it, but I know if restaurants were to open, they have to do a capacity, and I think it's like 25%, a quarter, something
Sure.
like that. And like you said, this gym is bigger than most restaurants that me and my girlfriend or my family go to visit.
Yeah.
And like you said, like, I don't know, let's say you have to keep it like 10 people an hour, something weird, something low. You can easily manage that, especially with this much space. So I don't
100%.
understand why you can't work out, but you could go to your local fast food restaurant that has very bad stuff that could raise your cholesterol.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I guess enhance, what you would call it, cardiac disease, something like that. But you can't work out.
We didn't even get to. I mean, I'm glad you mentioned that because we could go down that road. Fine. I mean, I hope everyone understands so far watching this. Mental health, a big deal to me. Actually,
Yeah, do you want to discuss? I know you.
yeah, I will. I was in college a few years ago now, and one day I just woke up and like something wasn't right. I didn't know what it was. I'm like the happiest person you'll ever meet, and then I was in the classroom and like all of a sudden just started to feel sick and like left the class to go to the bathroom. Then ended up going to like the nurses like station, like the infirmary at East Stroudsburg. Eventually like laying in like the hospital bed, like shaking, cold, shivering, like couldn't control my mind. I was an absolute train wreck. It was the first time in my life I was actually having a panic attack, and I had no idea what it was. But for a good year, 2 years, like I was out of it. I mean, I for no reason, like I love the cafeteria. I would go to the cafeteria every day, 4 times a day.
Right.
I would take 3 steps in that cafeteria, and I would just get this like sense of like fight or flight. I had to get the hell out of the cafeteria, or I was gonna die. And I wasn't really gonna die, but my brain told me I was gonna die. I would finally like work up the courage to like get a bowl of cereal, like literally just cereal. I wasn't eating like a steak. I was eating cereal. I put the spoon in my mouth, and instantly I would taste like a copper. Like I was like, I gotta get out of here, and I would just flee. I didn't know what was triggering it. I sat in classrooms, and while the professor was giving us notes, I literally had a tennis ball. I would like squeeze in my hand. I had like my headphones in, like playing like meditations, like just to get through a class. Like I was a train wreck. Yeah. I mean, it's funny, you mentioned like what gave you the confidence to do this, and truthfully, the root of my confidence comes from my anxiety and my panic, because I know what it feels like to die. Like I've been there before. Like it's awful. I mean, when you have the feeling that you're gonna die, it's horrifying. The only thing worse is actually just dying. But I was on death's door, so to speak, in my head, and literally, physically too. The reaction to a panic attack, your body just goes in this mode that's like, fainting, I'm tunnel vision, I'm sweating, like
Your sympathetic nervous system, they call it. It gets activated, and then
it's just rapid heart rate, shortness of breath, like all.
Do you get tightness in your chest?
I
too?
looked up all these things. I think I had like 11 of the 13 symptoms of a panic attack. The only one I didn't have was like tingling in my hands and feet. I was like, I wish I had that one. Yeah, exactly. Like versus like stomach cramping, the racing mind, like the inability to stop a thought, like is super scary stuff. But luckily, through like years, I was prescribed about I think 50 to 75 milligrams of Zoloft and 2 milligrams of Klonopin it was 1 milligram of Klonopin in the morning. Yeah, because it was a 0.5. Yeah, so it was 2.5s in the morning, just to like get me through my day.
And then were the other ones like when necessary kind of thing?
The Zoloft was every day.
Okay.
And then I took a 0.5 at night just to fall asleep because I wouldn't be able to sleep too. Right. So that was how I got through like my sophomore year of college, and junior year was like those medications. Now, luckily, I literally take zero. Like I completely off. Yeah, but I dedicate a lot of that to being able
going to the gym
and having a routine, like being able to feel healthy. Sleep is important, obviously, but all these things that I made up to be my life have helped me do that. Right. And when you take away one of those things, like fitness for people, that was my major concern for a lot of people. That they were out there just like I was, and may not have had the ability to work out. Which, let's talk about the physical side. As I was doing an interview, this older gentleman, he's probably in the 70s, yells out, "I come here for my physical therapy. I do it for my back."
Yeah.
We all know that physical therapy is only paid for so many weeks. Yeah. They teach you what to do, then what do they say? Go get a gym membership.
Yeah. That's the very next step.
It's the very next step.
Yeah.
So this guy was coming in to do this step. The day we were open, he came to do his physical therapy. And
now you're limiting that because now he can't come in because, nope, you got to be shut down. Sorry.
You got to be shut down. Sorry. So now let's go to the next part. Okay? They're like, people are like, oh, you can work out from home. That guy can't. He doesn't have access. When you get knee surgery, do you have a leg extension in your house? Anyone out there?
I actually just tore my ACL. I had a knee reconstruction in December. Just so funny that you said that. I'm doing physical therapy now, and like you said, in my home workouts, well, at PT right now, they limit it to like one every 1.5 hour intervals. People. Okay. There's a leg extension, like you said. I don't have that at home. And he's like, do these exercises at home. I don't have a leg extension. I don't.
That's
he's
right.
like, just do lunges then. I'm not lying. I half-assed the lunges. Like I need equipment to actually power me through to get my knee better.
100%. So now we're taking away an opportunity for physical therapy for some people. So that's gyms. I mean, hey, I didn't get down that road on any of the interviews, but yeah, the physical side 100%. Of having a gym. All right, fine. Let me just take my stimulus check. I'm going to buy a new Peloton bike. Oh wait. The stimulus check doesn't even afford a Peloton bike. So, fine. You're one of these people who have extra money. You're going to go buy gym equipment. It's all sold out. You can't get any gym equipment.
Everywhere.
Zero.
I checked Amazon. Everywhere.
No, forget it.
eBay, gone.
So anyone who tells me to work out from home, it's not happening. I mean, just people have the hardest time separating themselves from their shoes. Definitely. Try to put yourself in someone else's shoes. There's a person out there that can't afford their groceries. Like they can't afford to buy workout equipment. But guess what? They can afford a $25 gym membership. Right?
It's feasible.
It's way more feasible. So, I mean that really like kind of burned my ass as far as like the work from home comment. And then my wife, of course, said, "Ask anyone from kids how it's going." And you brought it up. When you're working from home, working out from home, there's always something to do. Like when you enter the gym, like your mind, you get that clarity moment. And that's for me, for the anxiety portion. Being able to put my headphones on, I'm a gangster rap person. I put my gangster rap on, and I'm like,
you're in your element.
I'm like fucking mask off, right? Like
your
let's go.
Off,
so I just start ripping. I'm in my element. Versus in your house, I'm doing push-ups and my kid jumps on my back. It's just totally
daily life hits you.
Yeah.
And it's like you said. Like I said, I was bringing up to you because I remember you quoted in the interview, or I quoted you. I was saying from the interview, like my mom. I live with my parents right now while I'm in school, and. They're Uruguayan, so she has like an accent. She's funny, and she'll be like, "Brian, what you want to eat?" And I'm like, "Oh God!" Like I'm literally, like you said, blasting music. I have like this Bluetooth speaker. Yeah. I'm like trying to do some crunch and stuff. Yeah. I'm like, "Oh, I don't know, Mom. Like, can you make?" "Okay, well, just let me know. By the way, you have all this." Like she's giving off all these chores, and then it's like, well, I'm just out of my psyche now, and now my workout that I thought I was destroyed. Yeah. And it gets cut in half. Or like you said, I'm like, shit, I have to send out an email. Then I'll just stop what I'm doing, go upstairs, go to my laptop, type shit up, send it. And then my workout essentially, workout is not as intense, not as thorough as it is coming to the gym, which kills me.
That's exactly.
I'm losing gains, man. I can't.
Yes.
My girlfriend's gonna leave me if I do this. Like I'm actually scared. You know what I mean?
So you that was interesting. Your girlfriend leaving, right? We had a lady who came in and was like, I got divorced in January. Yeah. I've never been so isolated in my life. Like, Absolutely. She's like, I'm typically afraid to come in and use a treadmill. She goes, as soon as I heard you were open, I like got in my car, came right here. She's like, I went right on that treadmill, no fear at all, because I was like, you know what? Getting divorced was way worse than someone judging me at a gym. Like, I don't even know who these people are. I'm coming in. I need this. Like, she needed to feel a sense of human, like being a human being with other people around. Like, we don't live like in like the hermit shells. Like, we need other people. And go to the grocery store where everyone's in their mask and no one wants to be within 6 feet of somebody. Doesn't clearly do it for her. So coming here, she felt that was like super important. There was something else that you had said about that feeling. I'm trying to. It'll come back to me, but go ahead. Yeah,
no worries. But I like what you just to go back a little bit. I have issues with like anxiety, depression. I was actually prescribed Zoloft, which is actually if I was going to bring that up too. Yeah. And it's really funny how it's kind of similar. Like mine was in college, my junior year at Wilkes University. I remember just being in bed and I just couldn't get out. And it started for days. I went to the gym habitually, but I forget. I think because like school, things were picking up. It was like Hell Week, stuff like that.
Yeah, of course. Yep.
And I just stopped going to the gym, and I just started getting so sad. I would have like crying episodes.
Yeah.
Not
no
like
reason.
panic attacks, but like you said, I would just start crying for no reason. Yep. I would just start being shaky. Yep. Things would go through my mind. And then I went to like the schools, like therapy, stuff like that. And they're like, well, you definitely have like some sort of depression or anxiety. 100%. And they're like, you have the symptomology for it. They're like, you should go to. And I saw a psychiatrist, and they're like, yeah, it's classic telltale signs of depression and generalized anxiety disorder.
Yes.
And like you said, I was on meds for like about a year, and then after that, I switched to therapy. I was happy to wean off it. And there are still times where I get sad and stuff. But like I remember, like for example, like last year, I was really stressed with school and stuff like that. And what I would do is when I would find free time, like you said, gym, because I could run it off. I could go on the elliptical, sweat my ass off. Yeah. Let's say it was a chest day. I'm doing pyramids. I'm doing maybe like 10 sets, doing as much as I can with 45s, then moving my way up. Like
so, what you're saying? If it was leg day, you would have skipped it.
I'm skipping leg day. That's easy. Yeah, especially after this injury, I'm skipping out. Yeah. I gotta learn to do leg day now again, but
exactly. I mean, so you brought up a great point. We didn't even talk about stress yet.
No.
Right, and so what the quarantine did for me, and being a business owner, I have the other business. I was like, dear God, like how am I gonna feed my family? Like this is ridiculous. Like people are afraid to come in the gym before coronavirus just because like they think there's just meatheads and like they're intimidated and everyone knows what they're doing, which is not the case. Right. And now after this, they're like, I will never go back to a gym because I'm so scared of like getting a sickness, which is crazy. I have the shingles virus because I think it was chickenpox, which I believe is part of it, or is it herpes virus?
Right.
One of the viruses. I had shingles virus inside of my body, which I'm sure other people do as well. Right. 99 times out of 10, I'm not even aware of it because it's dormant or whatever you want to call it. I was stressed. I felt my stress like starting to accumulate, and I'm not a stressful person. Shingles, I started to feel the aches. And I'm like, this is because my immune system is getting compromised because I'm stressing about the coronavirus, and not really the coronavirus, but more so the quarantine that is the result of the coronavirus. And I'm like, we need to do something. Like we gotta get open. I was ready to pack up, get in the truck bed camper, and drive across the country with my family because I'm like, I can't. This is my fight or flight, right? I'm like, I gotta go because sitting here, I'm just going in my own thoughts, like absolutely out of my mind. And what better way to burn off some stress? Gym equipment.
Gym.
I know.
And I was going to say something. You kind of brought up a good point before too, in terms of, I guess you could say, like with this quarantine stuff like that, people are literally like losing their minds. Because I also work per diem, so it's just like I get to pick up shifts at Crisis at Wilkes-Barre General, obviously without disclosing HIPAA, but like a lot of things that we see is people saying, I'm so anxious. What if I get corona? What if I get it? What if I pass to my family? What if I die? Like this, I think people are forgetting, this has a mental health aspect to it too. People are, and I my last podcast, I spoke to a psychiatrist, and he even said like PTSD. This fills criteria. People, I'm telling you, 10 years from now, if they have somebody that died from it, or they're just how stressed they were.
100%.
Which is horrifying. And like you said, it's like you just have to stand there and just watch this all happen. You have to meet media reports, and I don't know about you, but like since like I'm in the health field, like my knowledge is all based off CDC when it comes to statistics, a value called like R naught, like in terms of like how it transmits to how many people, etc. But the media, when I look at the media, they really do a great job of just exploiting and exploding what should be baseline / the truth. And that just makes people get more anxious, and that's why you need something to outlet that stuff.
Yeah, and that's why I was trying to do what I do is fighting that fear the media is presenting. Right. We had my interviewer showed at 11 o'clock, and 11:05, a guy calls in. He's an older gentleman. Yeah. Calls into the gym, asks for me, and he just starts yelling at me for like 3 straight minutes. And I'm like, sir, are you asking me a question, or are you just yelling at me? And he goes, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I felt bad for the guy because he's just scared. He doesn't. Unfortunately, there's a large percentage of people out there that don't know how to think in terms of numbers. They think purely in emotion. They're like, what if my kid dies? I'm like, your kid's gonna die eventually. Maybe when they're 80, maybe when they're 90. I'm not sure. Maybe now their kid might live to 130. Right. We're all gonna die. We're not escaping that. The next lady calls in. She says, you're giving every person in there a virus. I was like, yeah, you're probably right. I'm like, H1N1, flu A, maybe swine flu, bird flu, MRSA. Yes. There's 1,000 different viruses out there. To live a life that says I'm never going to see a virus again, just take the bullet and shoot yourself now. I mean, like, forget it. It's not going to happen.
I think people honestly forget. Like, and we were saying at the beginning, like, take basic precautions, washing your hands, basic self-hygiene. I think people are forgetting that the coronavirus is not the only virus. There's hundreds. There's a plethora of viruses.
We have no cure for HIV.
I think people don't realize that. And people are like, what the hell's the wait with the vaccination for the coronavirus? Most vaccinations that we have, minimum year. People that are doing research, you can't do trials on humans. You have to test on animals first, particularly mice, because we share most of our genomes, or our genes, all that stuff with mice, which is crazy to think about.
That is crazy.
But you need to test on all these things before we can say, let's try now this experiment on a human.
Yeah.
Why is it taking so long? I thought we advanced medicine so far. Yeah, you can't just say, oh, here, take this. Let's see if it works. God, if somebody has an adverse effect and dies, then you're going to be more mad. Why do we do that on a susceptible person?
You'll destroy vaccines for the rest of mankind.
Yes.
No one will ever get a vaccine again if someone has a bad corona vaccine reaction. Which, by the way, not sure how I feel about a rushed vaccine. I'm like, I'd rather take my chances with washing my hands, staying away from sick people, and rely on my healthy immune system because I work out.
Right.
Which, let's talk about that. I wish everybody was able to, like, on their death certificate, see what they died from. Like, I wish if you were dealt that, like, at age 4, like, how you would live your life.
God, you would change. You make so much change.
Anyone watching this video right now, there's a 99.94 chance you're not going to die from the coronavirus, right? So what is going to kill you? I can tell you because I'm a math person. It's most likely a cardiovascular disease, probably some form of stroke, or your mind just goes. Right. That's how we die, right? Like, that's how, like, 60% of the population eventually dies. Throw a cancer in there, and then you're up to like 85. Yeah. So there's an 85% chance that you're going to die of something of that nature. Definitely not coronavirus.
Right.
He'd probably be in the gym working out right now.
Right. It's kind of horrifying to think about too, like how much the world changed, and like you said, now that we're dealing with all these compromises, I guess we can't go to the gym, we can't maintain healthy lifestyles. I see a lot of people, like, I remember my one friend, like, he's really into fitness and stuff, and I just saw him like chowing down on like Burger King for like the last week, I think, and he was like, well, dude, what's the point? Everyone goes to the beach to get that one photo. I said it last year. I saw my Instagram. You could check it out. I'm like, I just need one beach photo. That's it. So I work my ass off. I know it sounds dumb, but like now people are even giving up for that. They're like, what's the point? You can't go to the gym.
No.
My home workout's ass.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to the beach because according to social distancing rules, all that stuff, what am I supposed to do? I'm just going to chill at home this summer. So what's the point? And that's a bad mindset to have too, to begin with, because now you're you're literally suppressing your body, like you said, your immune system, all that stuff, because you're just saying, fuck it, I'm not going to even work out anymore. I'm not going to do stuff to increase my odds against cardiovascular disease and stuff like that.
So you brought up a good point, which if you read the comments, people are like, oh, they did it for the money. Right?
And you open for free. That's what I want to specify. You open for free.
Free.
No charge.
No charge.
Did they have to sign a consent? That was a quick question.
Yeah, we had waivers, yep. Okay. Everyone had waivers to sign. But yeah, we opened for free. So they're like, oh, did it for the publicity. I'm like, just so you know, for every person that we gained, we also would lose people who were like, oh my God, they're disobeying the governor's orders. Look what they did.
I didn't even know.
No, not necessarily an accurate thing either. From a strictly business person standpoint, right? Mm-hmm. I hope gyms don't open till September, October. Okay. And they're like, why? Because it costs so much money to run a gym, right? The payroll, our payroll is like $9,000 a month. Okay. It's cheaper for me just to keep the doors closed than to open up.
Really?
Yeah, because if if I open up, the amount of people who are going to say, I'm too afraid to come to the gym, I want to cancel my membership, we won't. You don't have enough members to survive. Right. It's easier just to say, okay, I'll stay close till September, and then by September, I'm hoping, all of us are hoping that, maybe there's something else that happens, like an asteroid strike. People stop worrying about coronavirus. Right. They'll be more likely to come back to the gym. Tell me, I did it for the money. You're
doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
So, I guess kind of go back to that in terms of it could be small businesses particularly, but would you do anything differently now after everything that happened? I guess would you if you knew kind of like the death certificate, like we just said that.
Yeah.
If you could look back saying, I'm going to get 4 citations. Would you continue doing what you did? Would you have altered your plan? Would you have done something else?
The only thing I would do differently is erase or Sharpie out the police officer's name, because supposedly people were zooming in and reading this. I couldn't see his name on there. No. They could see who wrote it, and they were giving them a bunch of crap, which was undeserved completely. He was just the guy working that day. Like
you said, he had follow orders from somebody higher than him.
That's right.
That's not him. That's
he knew I was going to post the photo. He knew it was going to happen. Never told me to do that. So I wish he had said, "Hey, just black my name out," or I would 100% have done that.
But you would have still done the same thing, no matter what.
Yeah. Look, everything has a reaction to it. Right? Every action's got a reaction. That's how life works. If you don't know that, well, you're welcome. Now you do, right? I knew that we were going to have a reaction to what we did, but we're not talking about the coronavirus reaction. We're only talking about the business flattening of the coronavirus. There's another whole side. You brought up with the PTSD. There are people.
There's going to be future. There's going to be a lot of future consequences from this. I tell you that much.
Someone reached out to me. Obviously, I'm not gonna say their names. They said they were sick in February. They think they had corona. They went for the antibody testing. Mm-hmm. Well, while they were getting the antibody test, they also got a corona test, which they were not aware they were getting a current coronavirus test. So their results came back equivocal for early stage corona. I'm like, what is this, cancer? What the hell is early stage corona? They're it doesn't even make sense. He went home and said, I felt like the biggest piece of shit in the world. I got corona. She didn't do her responsibility as an American citizen to quarantine and lock this thing down. She's like, I felt bad. I was seeing other people, my husband, whoever she came in contact with, she started to go through their brain. She basically wanted to commit suicide just so she gave the virus to no one else. That's how bad we are making people feel who get this coronavirus. She calls different doctor, gets a second opinion, gets a new test, negative, no corona.
Really?
Why did someone write early stage corona?
That doesn't make sense. Maybe
it does make sense if they get some money for a coronavirus positive.
Because I understand I understand the fear and the worry. I have 2 grandparents, 80 plus years of age. My grandma's immunocompromised, has every comorbidity from diabetes to hypertension to partial blindness. A lot of stuff wrong with her, and I'm afraid to especially because I work per diem at the hospital, so they're bringing it back to her. But it makes me sad. I made a Facebook post about it, which I thought was really funny that you brought this up. If people need to chill calling other people out. You can't even post you're going for a walk. Why aren't you at home? Why? Or like you said, if somebody is positive, I feel like people will literally come at you it's the Salem witch trials. I feel
exactly.
Like if someone finds out you have corona, it's over. It's over. You need to go. You need to leave. Get out of the country. It's what? I have a sickness. I get it, but be more respectful. I'm quarantining. I'm not going to touch you or talk to you. Chill. It's like you 100%. Said. I feel like people are acting like you said, the mortality rate isn't that high, but there are people dying. That is something I acknowledge.
They die every day.
They die every day. Yeah. But the thing is, you cannot chastise someone for having the coronavirus and pretty much giving them the death sentence by emotionally and mentally, literally just beating them.
I know. It's to me, it's man, imagine your ability to fight this virus if you didn't didn't have this pre-existing notion that you just got the Black Plague. Yeah. Right. If you just I just got a regular cough. There's placebo's a real thing.
Placebo effect is a real thing.
So I think there's a big factor in just saying, if you came in, I said you got a regular cough, right? Even though you had corona, I think people would actually get over it faster. Yeah. Just because you think you're getting corona,
your mind is a powerful
I'm dying.
Thing. Yeah.
Oh, your mind's a real powerful thing.
It's absolutely a powerful thing. But it's because if anyone keeps looking, there's people walking outside the gym constantly, which is nice. It's a busy area here. Yeah. But did you ever think we're gonna have like mask? Like in order to get to a store, you have to wear a mask. Did you ever think? Now in China, this is why I tell people in China they do that because they have something called the avian flu. That if you contract the avian flu, 60% chance of dying. That's why people
Is the
pretty
avian
much
flu different from the bird flu?
I think it's the same thing. No, it's the same thing.
I thought I had it.
Maybe
I thought I had it.
It's scary.
Yeah,
Really?
I literally was sick in college for 5 straight days in a row. Like
Really?
and I had a weekend class I had to get better for.
You're very sick.
And I was trying. I could not get better. I had the flu. But you know what's interesting too? I didn't report it. I don't think I did anything. I literally had the flu. And I just drank Gatorade, stayed up all night because I couldn't fall asleep.
Right.
NyQuil wasn't working. But I just rested, relaxed, and after a week I got better.
Yeah.
But I was down and out.
Yeah.
It was the last time I was down and out.
It's
for a while.
scary, and that's why people wear masks there. So I understand though.
I wasn't worried about dying though.
Yeah, right.
I just
It's scary.
I just got sick and knew I had an immune system, and this is what happens. And
And look, you got over it. You're here now talking about it.
I definitely thought my panic attack and my anxiety would kill me way before like a flu.
I agree, and I think people forget about that. Like the mental health thing, like with mental health like symptoms, like you nailed it. It feels like you're actually dying. Like when I get really depressed, it's horrifying. Waving to a fan. It sounded like he said, "Fight the power, man." That's all I'm saying.
I loved it. That was amazing. Yeah,
That's awesome.
that is awesome.
But no, like mental health stuff, that people are always like, yeah, we'll have a heart condition, we'll have this. And like, yeah, we could do stuff to make your quality of life better, or it won't necessarily be the same as it was before, but it'll be better. But I think maybe hopefully like too, like with mental health, if they prescribe medication, sometimes it takes 3 weeks just to take an effect.
Yeah.
So you have to keep taking these meds for 3 weeks before you even feel even a slight change.
The whole like neurotransmitters thing, like that's such a fickle subject that for everybody it's different. That wasn't foolproof for me. I'm not sure how it was for you, but
that's why I try to wean off because
me too. I weaned off
feeling,
as well because I wanted to get out. But the guy just walked past and had the 10X Fitness shirt on. I want to talk about that because I don't think we mentioned the amount of support was awesome, like flat out. A few haters here or there.
I want to switch to this subject because that's what I was going to ask next.
I'm not a hater type person. Hey, whatever I don't care. Like. I don't, judging me. I'm just not that type of person. I have thick skin, but so much support, and I wish more people would know how much support we actually got from opening.
So
Tons.
I'm gonna try to do a little time frame, I guess. When you said you were getting input from people, right, about opening and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When did you officially say? Did you announce on Facebook? Did you?
Yeah, Sunday night. I ruined Mother's Day for my wife and my mom. Yeah.
So you said I'm putting it out there. We're opening tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's a great Mother's Day. You should have told your mom. Come in.
Yeah,
Come on. Tell your wife too. Come on.
I was trying to. We were most concerned with having 500 people at the door.
Right.
And then we would look like idiots because we were screwing up. We were being a bad thing for society. I got here early. Let the first few guys in at 7:30. By 8 o'clock, there was a few other people, but.
It didn't get overwhelming. You said that at the beginning.
0.
There wasn't 5. It was maybe 20 to 30 max kind of a deal.
Never 30. 25.
Just 25?
Yeah. It was. We
and like you said, this is 9,000 square feet. Did you say?
9,000. The whole thing.
It's pretty big. Like I said, you can only see a little bit from the camera.
Yeah, we got
it's
22 foot high
ceilings. There's another room in there
ceilings.
too, right?
Yeah, well, I'm saying with the whole thing's 9,000.
9,000 total, right?
Yeah, this is probably.
But I mean, you could space out
5.
very nice, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, you want to take a tape measure? That's more than 6 feet apart right there.
Yeah. And like you said, wiping it down, maintaining sterility, all that stuff. You're pretty much set.
Yeah, it was great. But the support.
Yeah. So let's say that's Sunday. You announced it. Was it your public Facebook? Was it the gym's Facebook page?
It was
both?
It was the gym's Facebook.
Gym's Facebook. Mm-hmm. So we know the trolls on Facebook.
Yeah, I love trolls.
Yes.
I like to battle them. Yeah.
Was there a lot of hate as soon as you put that on? Did people say, "Are you crazy?" Did they tag your gym, say, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" Stuff like that.
No, more so people tagging other people's "Yo, let's
go to the gym."
Yeah, really good, good support for it. Wasn't no.
And so no police or nothing like that, no government official, I guess you'd say, contacted you that Sunday when you put the message out.
No.
See, I feel like they should have. I know this sounds dumb, but obviously people were catching on because I even heard about it.
Part of the plan, though, government officials don't work on Sundays.
Oh, okay. See, there we go. Did you get any? This is just a brief side question. Did you get any contact with, say, with Governor Wolfe or anything? Did anything like that happen?
No, nothing like that. I would love to because
cool.
I would say
you would just express yourself. Yeah,
we need to reconsider where gyms fall on the green face. How is a gym and a casino the same thing?
That doesn't make sense.
Makes no sense.
No. So
it's because people out there, maybe Governor Wolfe wasn't a gym person.
I don't know. I think
There's a lot.
I think he needs to do some curls.
Yeah,
I've only seen him a couple of times, but
there's a lot.
His gym routine's lacking.
Gym routine's lacking. Exactly.
I have a good Drake playlist I could give him too.
Oh,
Maybe
nice.
Get some
Ooh, I have to get that Drake playlist.
There you go. But so then Monday you open up, right?
Yep.
I guess. Did you get your first? When did the police show up? I guess. Did you get, like you said, phone calls too before? I guess like a two-part question. When did the police show up? And second, you said phone calls. Did you get a lot of phone calls? Did you get people texting you? What?
Phone was ringing all day long. Facebook messages all day long. Like, are you really? Like, people actually thought it was a joke, an April Fool's joke. Yeah. Like, are you really open? And we're like, yeah. And the guy's like, oh, this is like Christmas morning. Like, he was so excited.
People probably so excited.
So yeah, a few hate calls, but actually the hate calls would start after like 6 o'clock. We stopped answering the phone because the news would air, and then we're like, just it was like Talkback 16, like they were bashing. But for the most part,
but that was expected. You know what I mean? It wasn't like you were going to be
fine.
Like,
look, you have to understand. I think it's like 80% of the people out there don't have a gym membership before Corona.
Yeah.
So we have all these people just bitching and complaining who don't go to the gym anyway.
Right.
I'm like, that's what it ultimately comes down to for me was like just freedom. Like, I want to choose to go to the gym. Like, I choose not to drink alcohol. It's out there, but I also choose to go to the gym. And we're taking my right to choose away. I'm a very I enjoy psychology a lot, and as like good parenting is like allowing your kids to have choice. And to me, like, I grew up having choice, and as an adult, that's what we like, is the ability to choose.
Absolutely.
And when the government starts to take those choices away, that's where I'm like, hey, I don't think that's right. There's certain bad habits that all of us choose not to do.
That's what I'm getting scared of, because when I posted my last podcast with the psychiatrist, I talked something about like mass hysteria, people revolting, people just we followed before Corona. God, that was like before we got lockdowns, shutdowns, all that stuff. I think it was like March 20 something, right? Everyone was following a routine as we waved to a police officer. That was nice. We were following routines, and when you disrupt that, an adjustment disorder, that's what it's called. You have to now adjust your life, and people have problems with that. Okay. Yeah. But now this is going on months, and like you said, we have to be at home, isolated. Now you have to go out en masse. I could see what scares me, like, you heard about those riots. I don't know where it was happening. I didn't pay attention to that because I thought it was crazy. But riots happening in several cities. People saying, no, we're going to protest against the quarantine. Yeah. Like that, I'm afraid, can happen into a mass kind of hysteria thing, and people can lose their minds. That could happen everywhere. Because we're changing people's lifestyles. We're saying, nope, you got to do this now. Sorry.
Well, I agree to some extent, but what really said for us to be able to open too, I think I came to our plaza here, and I was like, all right, Walmart's open, CSI Plasma is open, the laundromat was open, Dollar General was open, Tractor Supply was open. The only people that
Lowe's is also open.
The only people who weren't open was GameStop and us.
It doesn't make sense.
I'm like, look, these people are living lives. Like, they're going out there doing stuff. Like, everyone's getting their home projects done. Which, by the way, I have a friend who's like an intern at Yale, and I told him, look, the most dangerous thing in everyone's household is their ladder. Yeah. There's more ladder accidents and deaths and injuries than anything else out there. But they're worried about coronavirus.
Yeah, so paralysis. People get paralyzed a lot because they fall.
Off ladder. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So going back to knowing what kills you, but really, you see all the people, like, everyone painted their houses, everyone did all these home projects during this quarantine, which I've started like, come on, like we were, all of us were following stay-at-home order for March through March 31st, and then as it got extended, we were like, okay, like, how many people are actually staying home? We're doing a podcast right now at the gym. Yeah. We're both not staying home.
Right. And that's what's getting me mad, because some people have the actual audacity to be like, you guys aren't practicing social distancing. Well, Suzanne, I mean, you're literally seeing your girlfriends every single day. But that's okay, because you guys are maintaining 6 feet. But we needed it because we need to clear our heads. We can't just stay home all day. But that's okay. Like, there's a lot of hypocrisy, I'm saying, too.
Oh, you have no idea. I'll go there. You want me to go there?
Go there. Just go there. Just do it. We're
all right
here.
All right. So I think this is a good closing one for everybody.
Yeah.
So after that 11 o'clock guy who called in to yell at me and then just said, have a good day, next phone call. Lady calls in. The lady who actually said I was killing everybody by allowing. She actually said that. That was her opening. You're killing everyone in the gym. And I was like, not that I'm aware of. Like, is there a mass murderer out there? Right. I'm not sure. So she says, we're giving everyone the virus. And I responded with, sure, flu A, whatever. So I'm like, ma'am, it's just really hard for us to close when a lady looks at me, or a guy, it was actually a guy looks at me and says, I've been addicted to drugs. I switched my addiction by going to the gym. What do I tell that guy when he asks me, are you open tomorrow? Like,
you don't really know.
Yeah, I didn't know at the time, but like, yeah, it sucked to be able to tell. Like, so the next day he went on Facebook and was like, shit, closed. What am I gonna go do? Buy some Xanax? Like, I don't know what he was gonna go do. He was the type of individual that, like, he told me, he's like, I work out so I don't kill people. He literally looked like the type of person that may kill somebody. Which mental health, what happens, school shootings, like, we need to talk. Big part of it. So we all know how important mental health is. Did we all of a sudden just forget? Well, same lady. She's like, no, I understand the stories that you're referring to. I actually work at a gym. I'm like, Jesus, you're busting my balls. But and you work at a gym? Like, she's like, I know the people you're referring to. The people who have lost 100+ pounds, who've changed their life, who've made a choice to quit smoking and start working out. We're just throwing them all away. So she knows the story. She goes, fortunately, I'm friends with the owner because I've been there for 15 years. He gave me a key so me and my daughter can work out still. I was like, what? Like, I'm like, lady, get off my phone. I'm like, I gotta go, that happened.
I can't believe, stands up for everything, but it's okay. I still go to the gym with my daughter. We got the keys to the gym, so sorry about everything that I intruded on with you.
Hey, the rest of you people who can't afford weights at home or couldn't bottom too late because they don't exist anymore, right? Screw you guys.
That doesn't make any sense. It's like
the hypocrisy is.
It's just unreal. It's insurmountable. It doesn't make sense.
Dude, opened my mind. Or I mean, look, I'm the type of guy that plays both sides, right?
Right.
I understand. There was another guy who walked in and said, I know a lot about this. I've been reading it on the internet. And I was like, oh dear God. Like, second most hypocrisy statement of the day, right? Like, just because we're on the internet doesn't mean it's true. And if I'm sure you might even ask this. If people want to follow me on Instagram or Facebook, I usually post these videos I call Cronauer You. Maybe that's what gave me my people said I did a good job on CNN.
You did a great job. That's what got my attention.
Okay, great. Yeah, I film I'll shoot like a 1 minute clip of just like things I learned in my life because I had a great upbringing and I think more people need that. Definitely. We call it the Cronauer You, so it's hashtag Cronauer You, and then. I totally just lost where I was going with that statement. Okay. That happens, but
it happens. That's when it happens. Not going to the gym. Okay, you're losing mental clarity. Okay,
exactly. I'm not working out with my buddies. But anyway, the importance of nope. Edit. Go ahead. Next question.
Got you. Say less.
Say less.
But it was funny though because I remember you brought up the joke with the people on the internet who know everything. My friend Angela, who was on my first podcast, it was so funny. He shared this meme. Shout out to my friend Angela, I guess. It was like researcher / epidemiologist, so someone that studies, like, let's say the coronavirus, gets postgraduate research degree from highly prestigious university. Then it goes, online internet blogger. No, you're wrong. I know more than you.
Oh, I know.
That is the biggest fact I've seen. They're like, nope, I know it. Nope, he doesn't know. He just got his degree from some shitty school called Harvard.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
No, I got it. I went on Internet Explorer, went on a Times Magazine article, got it. So I know the stuff.
You just reminded me of what I was going to say, and we were saying, as Cronauers, is like nobody knows, right? Like, nobody really knows. That's the truth. Everything's uncertain, right? I grew up, Pluto was a planet. Yeah. Now it's not.
Yeah.
So, what I did say, though, that for the past 32 years of my life, I've got through with my immune system and with washing my hands and quarantining sick people. I just stay away from people who I thought were sick or were coughing or whatever. That's all I know. I can base my life upon what I know. And
Absolutely.
That, for what I know, did a really good job for a lot of time.
Definitely. So I guess, like, as we're getting towards the finish line here, we're almost at an hour. I guess so. Gym opened up Monday, Tuesday. Yep. Got the citations. Mm-hmm. Was it like? Are we allowed to find out? Like, was there a fee? Like, how much?
Yeah,
or were we not allowed to disclose
that?
So
the total, it comes to like between $150 to like $300
each one, or
each
total?
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
which we're gonna plead not guilty.
Of course. Yeah. And then that was by so Tuesday. did you get the last fine? And like going back to that timeline I was saying before, did you get that last fine? You're like, you know what, this is the 4th one we got in 2 days. Let's close down tonight. How did that process go?
It was the 4th one we got in 2 days, but it was actually the phone call from my attorney that said they're going to fine you every day.
So you were like, there's no point. We're going to just get fined. Might as well just shut it down now.
Yeah. Oh, and they would get aggressive. Eventually, I could go to jail. They become a misdemeanor.
Oh, okay. So then,
right now, they're just a non-traffic citation, which is no big deal.
That makes sense.
Like a parking ticket. But eventually, they become a misdemeanor.
Something a little more serious.
Yeah.
And then, did you go on Facebook and did you just say, hey guys, sorry, we're closing due to blah, 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 blah?
Yeah, we just let everyone know on Facebook and then people.
So then my next question was, you got contacted by obviously big agencies like CNN, ABC News, I think Newswatch 16 as well, like locals.
Yeah.
What was it the day after? Like when did all that? Was it just random? Did your phone just blow up? Like,
so WBRE came at like 8 o'clock in the morning on Monday. WNEP was here.
so while it was open and stuff like that?
Yeah, it was open, yeah. 56 was here, which was great because there was a nice 6-year-old lady who's on the bike by herself. And I was like, go film that because that's important. They think it's huge. Like just meatheads in here working out.
Oh.
It was probably a nurse, actually. She looked like she was. She fit that role. And maybe she couldn't afford a bike. And maybe walking wasn't good for her knees. She came in here.
She was low resistance, yeah.
So then we did ABC, I think, later that day, or was that Tuesday? And then CNN was on Wednesday.
Okay. So were you a little... I guess you could say, like, were you a little like, holy crap, is that CNN? Like, was it an email? Were you like, is this actually real?
Which, by the way, how they get your phone number blows my mind.
So it's like the movies and stuff, because in the movies, like, what? This is blah, 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 blah.
This area code just showed up. I didn't know. I'm like, I better answer this. And it was CNN. I'm like,
that's crazy.
First off, I'm not sure if I want to do an interview with you because I'm nervous you're going to
try to
manipulate it, right? But I'm like, all right, I'll do it. She's like, we'll do it live. I'm like, all right, let's roll.
Let's do it.
Did it live. I was nervous for my first on-camera appearance at like 8 a.m. I was like rocking back and forth. But by CNN, I was ready to rock and roll. Yeah.
I think you were great with all of them, man. I'll tell you that much. Way better of a job than I could have done.
It's from shooting those Cronauer U videos.
There you go. I got you ready. Practice makes perfect.
That's right.
And so I guess the last follow-up question with this whole timeline, after those interviews, stuff like that, did you, I guess, just like a constant question I feel like people may be wondering, did you get more hate? Did you get outreaches from other gym owners? What's going on, I guess, now after all this happened?
Yeah, so I actually, I was checking all the voicemails.
This man, I'm going to put this out there real quick. This man, I come in here, he's on the phone. I'm like, cool, like, yeah, he's busy. He had like 25 voicemails. Probably just within like the last 12 hours, not even.
Yeah, it was 50.
This man's blowing up 50. See, this man's blowing up.
So, I was doing leg extensions and checking voicemails.
This man's literally on the phone doing a leg extension. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Money talks, working all the time, man. I'm like, Jesus.
So I met a really nice lady who came in and was like, hey, if you go to jail, I'll come visit you. I'm like, lady, I'm not going to jail.
Relax.
But, but she was serious though. I mean, she was like, she would literally came and visit me in jail because she knew how important it was to like have our freedoms. And so we have a lot of support from people who were based on that. The CNN haters were all over the place.
Of course.
I mean, just absolutely like just ridiculous statements. But look, if you argue with idiots, like it just makes you more of an idiot. So we just let them kind of go.
Kill them with kindness, just ignore them.
More so though, I hope everyone knows fantastic support, like lots of great support. There's actually, I'm glad you brought this up. This is really important. I received a text from a doctor who was like, "Hey, I love what you're doing. Keep it up. Fight the good fight." Like that's like a saying, fight the good fight. That like the people who know and people who get it and understand that we need to protect our freedoms, like
absolutely,
it's like a fist bump. Well, it's like fight the good fight, right? So he calls me up. And he's like, "But I can't fight the good fight because I'm a doctor and I work for a large corporation." And he's nervous that he'll lose his job if he tries to fight the good fight.
I love that you said that.
I had another doctor call me. Same exact thing. Right. Nurse who came in to work out that day saw WNEP, the Newswatch car, and was like, "Hey, am I allowed to come in the gym? They're not in there, right?" And we're like, "No, what do you mean?" She's like, "WNEP's out here." She's like, "Am I going to get arrested?" I'm like, "It's the news. You're not going to arrest me." She's like, "No, but I can lose my job if they see me in here working out." I'm like, "Whoa!" Like this is there would be so and then Wolfe announced that he'll like threaten small businesses. There would have been so many more businesses opening up with us if he didn't come out and threaten them.
Yeah, I totally agree. But I love what you said about the doctor and stuff like that. Reaching out, that's very respectable and commendable on his part. But it's so true because my friend is actually a physician assistant, a PA. I'm not going to say where and stuff like that, but around the area and stuff. And he said that he got called into like a private meeting around like the end of March, and they were like, if you have social media, obviously Snapchat, all that stuff, do not show that you're with people. Do not start writing about controversies or statistics.
Yeah.
They were like, refrain as much as you can, because they said the same thing like you were saying. You could get in trouble. Somebody could take a screenshot. This PA doesn't believe, or this PA said this about the. You could kind of find yourself in such an ethical dilemma just because, like you said, people just want something to talk about, something to bash, someone to bash.
Which I think's wrong. I think it's wrong that people's voices are being suppressed because things are being held over them. Like that's not
It's
right.
crazy. So I guess another final kind of remark too. What about other gym owners? So I've seen at least 2 gyms. I'm not going to specify whom, but I've seen gyms saying we're opening up at the end of the month. We're opening up by June, whatever. We're doing private. Like, do you think that's a good idea? Especially with what just happened to you, and we're on lockdown over till June 4th as of right now, which could be subject to change.
Yeah, hopefully not extended, right?
Yeah.
One of the voicemails I got was a gym owner I'm going to call here in a little bit. But a few messaged us on Facebook just saying like, how'd it go? What was this? What was the fine? And my encouragement to them is just like, open up. Open up.
At least for a few days, like you said, till you get the kind of like fine capacity.
Here's what's going to happen. You're going to test your district attorney. Okay. You're going to find out where the law stands for your county. And this is what's wild about Pennsylvania right now. It's literally the Wild West. You go to this county, you can open up and you can go to Wisconsin right now and be drinking beers with everybody, but you can't work out in Pennsylvania. So like, we have to figure out where people stand, and that was actually what I told the police officer. I said, "Hey, call the DA and find out what's their ruling going to be." So right now in Lackawanna County, I would get cited every single day, so I can't open. In Mountaintop, which is Luzerne County,
right.
The district attorney says we're going to leave it up to the police. And it's like, well, that's interesting because. What if the police like to work out like some of them do, right? I mean, a lot of police officers are in good shape. What's their jurisdiction? Now, Mountaintop, we're waiting to hear back to see what they say. But in the meantime, as my attorney was calling the Fairview Township Police, Monroe County comes out, which is a neighboring county, very influenced by New York, comes out and says, we're not prosecuting anybody. So it's like, wait a minute, I can have a gym and be open in Monroe County because they're not going to prosecute me?
That's crazy.
So you're allowed to basically disobey the governor's orders without repercussion. And my attorney was explaining this to me. I was never really a good civics guy because I figured it just wasn't really interesting to me. But governor makes the laws but doesn't enforce the laws. He's not the judge and the jury, which is super important. So we're basically saying right now is Wolfe is doing these mandates and these orders and laws, but the over here may not be enforced, which is like really
that's wild.
Kind of uncharted territories for us as Pennsylvanians.
So you would advise gyms to open up if you could.
Yeah.
I guess you would say do it. Like you said, test the jurisdiction on your local leaders. Okay.
Nothing wrong with testing jurisdiction. Yeah.
Okay. And then, I guess, what do you think?
And take precaution, right? Show that we can do it. Show that the gym can open with safety measures.
Gotcha.
Lower capacities, wiping equipment down. Maybe, like, for example, our steam room, we have steam closed. It's only a 10 by 10 area. We just shut it down.
Just shut it down.
Right? We have no problem with that. We're not being unreasonable.
Right.
But right now, having gyms in the green phase, I think is unreasonable. I think we should at least be moved up to yellow so June 4th they can open back up.
So, you hope to obviously be open ASAP. Obviously, that's your overall goal. You want to get people back in here. Obviously, not just for the money, but really the mental health aspect,
absolutely.
and just continue their daily lives.
The normalcy.
The normalcy. Yeah. Totally agree with that.
I mean, that was one of my favorite statements of the day when we were open on Monday or Tuesday. It was like, it felt normal again.
So I have, and then I have a lot of people, like this guy on Facebook I saw. The only reason I heard was because this guy put a post saying he went to 10X Fitness. But he said that too, and he was like, and so I was reading the comments because, like we said, trolls are inevitable. They're everywhere.
Love trolls. Yeah.
Someone's like, "Are you crazy? Was it weird? Were people trying to like distance yourself?" And he was like, "No, it felt like a regular day." Like he was like, "It was the closest thing to
in 60 days." Yeah.
He was like, "It was the closest thing to pre-corona that could have ever happened."
Yeah.
And when I read that statement, I was like, "Damn!" And that's why I was happy I reached out to you and you answered me because I just wanted to see your input. And like you said, it did. It felt like I guess like things were back to normal for like 2 days.
Yeah.
Right.
I was actually upset on day 2 there wasn't more people because I think after one day people thought we were already going to close, so they didn't show back up. But Yeah, it was a normal day. I had a guy who said, like, it feels good to get some of my self-worth back, right? I'm like, wow, like, I mean, I feel terrible for that guy, but, like, that he has that feeling, but we all do. We have all of a certain self-worth, and for him, I'm glad we can help him get it back, which is important. But, yeah, it was a normal pre-corona day.
I got you. So that's pretty much everything, Dan. Thanks for being here for an hour. And I guess, I don't know if you want to do like a final plug, maybe like a conclusion that you would want to say maybe to people, maybe even 10X Fitness memberships or anything like that, or just talk about whatever you want.
No,
Stage is yours right now.
I do appreciate you coming out today and
thank you.
ask some questions, because there was definitely some more in-depth things that I wanted.
Because when I saw the interviews, I saw they were like 4 minutes long. And I was like, I want to hear more. And I was actually with my girlfriend on my couch. I remember watching it, and she was like, well, I wonder. And she gave me some of the questions I asked too, because we were like, I want to know more. And it just seemed like they were just trying to like rush it along.
Yeah, but you're a smart guy by getting input from other people.
There you got it.
That's got to do it. Yeah,
wisdom, right?
No, if people want to come out and support once we do get open, I'm not sure if it's going to be August or next week, no idea. But we would love some more support, because we had people who were going to say, hey, I'm canceling my membership. I don't want to be a part of a gym that breaks governor's orders. So we definitely experienced some of that as well.
I got you. And I had a quick question too before we get off this. Is the one in Mountaintop, did that open up as well? Or no?
It was just Taylor. Taylor's a bigger area.
Okay.
So we decided, the Taylor's square footage is 9,000, Mountaintop's only 7,000.
Okay.
So we knew from a physical distancing standpoint that we could open up Taylor a little easier.
I got you. All right.
And it's brand new. You can't argue it's not clean.
No, it's gorgeous. I just
brand
wish people could see more of it. It's gorgeous in here. So I guess just any final send-off, anything like that? We're good?
No. That's it. I'm hoping people get back to the gym soon to be able to start working out and, like you said, feel normal again.
Definitely. And I guess that concludes it. Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome.
And I can tell you're a very well-rounded guy. You're very nice. Fun time I had on here. You talked to me prior to this.
My first podcast, actually.
Oh, there we go. Knocked off list. There you go. But no, you're a really good dude, man. I just hope everything goes your way. I know the people that did come, from what I just saw on Facebook, extremely appreciative. And just show some support. 10X Fitness, as well as my boy Dan here. Taylor, what is it? What's the contract? Or it's not a contract. How does it work here?
You can buy either a yearly membership or just paid by like a month, essentially.
Sounds like a deal to me. All right, buddy. Well, Dan, good luck with everything. Take care, man. And thank you for being on with me today.
Thank you.